welcome to Angel Stadium. We've got baseball on the show. It's the Cleveland Guardians and the Los Angeles Angels. And we'll be back with the first pitch right after this. All right, first pitch coming up. And our pitcher tonight, Reed Detmers.
It's always interesting to see how he utilizes all of his pitches and how many of those he has a good feel for on that given day. When he's right, he's really able to keep hitters guessing, and all of his stuff seems to be coming out of the same arm slot, the same tunnel, and that can make life very difficult on his opponents.
Okay, all set to go. Now the left fielder, Stephen Kwan. As he turns on the rubber, and with that good live arm delivers. That's outside, and we're underway.
1-0.
That clips a corner. Left-hand hitter waits. Ground ball up the middle, and that squirts through. So a man on base to start the inning.
Timing on the swing was good, able to shoot the ball up the middle. Didn't square it up as much as he probably would have liked, but that's a good approach paying off.
Here's Andres Jimenez. Runner takes off. Swing and a miss. Safe at second with a stolen base.
Well, he's batting leadoff, and he's acting like a traditional leadoff hitter. Gets on base to start the game, then puts himself on second with a nice stolen bag. I think that sets the tone for the offense for sure.
And that's off
inside. That's
the inside edge. And that's ball one. Line drive, caught. Go to second, and they got him. Double play. Now it's Jose Ramirez.
Ramirez hit his 200th career home run last season here in Cleveland, Boo. In fact, he hit home runs number 199 and 200 in the same game. The opponent in that one, the Boston Red Sox, just like today.
First pitch doesn't find the zone. 2 out, space is empty. This one in the air. Rendon right there to make the grab. And that's the 3rd out. Half inning complete. We've got no score. Back in Anaheim. Starting on the mound in this one, Shane Bieber.
Well, the big thing is that the way he holds his curveball, it's more of a knuckle curve, and because of that, it's less predictable in terms of the break for the hitter. That makes it that much harder to hit this guy.
We go to the bottom of the first, and now it's the switch hitting second baseman, Luis Rengifo. And here it comes. Ball one, no strikes. And a swing and a miss.
1-1.
And that one clips the corner.
1-2.
Inside, just missed.
It's a good take.
That's inside. Lifted in the air down the left side, and that's a fair ball. And now batting Mike Trout. Year in and year out, this guy an MVP candidate. First pitch misses.
1-0.
Envivo on at first, nobody out. And a foul ball. The pitch. And it skips in the dirt. Swing and a miss.
Well, the hitter shows the pitcher that he's willing to go after that pitch down in the zone. So perhaps he'll come back to it. Still try to get that ground ball double play.
And the right-hander deals. And now the count is full. And another power hitter lurking in the on-deck circle. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. Runner at first with no outs here. Fouled off again, and it remains 3-2. Payoff pitch. Got him. He didn't make it easy for him on the mound, but they still get the strikeout.
Really good battle right there. And that final pitch probably could have gone either way. He was hoping he'd get ball 4. Instead, the umpire rings him up for the backwards K.
Brandon Drury to the plate. Fastball for a strike. The pitch. And now the count is even. Man at first, one away. Wouldn't chase that time.
2-1.
Swing and a miss as he chases that one darting out of the zone. Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming.
You could see he was trying to stay back long enough to handle the off-speed pitch, but just a little tardy on the fastball.
Swings through that, and it's a strikeout. That's out number 2.
Well, interesting. He's looking very comfortable out of the stretch after giving up the leadoff single. Back-to-back strikeouts, so they haven't been able to move that runner up, get him in the scoring position, and try to have a better chance of scoring. I tell you, good job so far on the mound. He just needs one more out.
Taylor Ward, the next to hit for the Angels. Edge of the zone for a strike. 0-1. There's a swing and a miss.
More and more guys are looking to slug regardless of the count. In this situation, we'll keep a close eye on his approach.
At the belt and fires. Pitch
That's
misses. 1-2 to count.
0-2
1-2.
fastball way out of the zone. I think he's trying to speed him up. Got to stay back. Off speed's probably coming.
And a pitch. Goes down looking. Angels strand one. We played an inning. No score. And we're back. And now it's Josh Naylor. Obviously a guy who makes good contact, hits for average, but one of the things in today's game, the value in the fact that he hits both righties and lefties. The lefty fires. Pitch misses. Ball one. They're so reliant on the matchups nowadays, Chris, and it's huge when you don't have to sit a guy or platoon him.
When you can hit, both sides in terms of pitchers' arms, you're a guy that it's hard to take out of the lineup, and I think it's very important today when everything is under the microscope.
Swing and a miss. And the count 1-1. And that's outside.
Had some cut action to it. Velocity pretty good on that slider. So far moving the ball around nicely.
Swings through that one.
Gonna really need to hang in there with that front side against this left-handed breaking ball.
That's a base hit. Laureano comes up the hit. Up and in, and that's ball one. Detmers, a 6'2 southpaw, 210 pounds, a former first-round pick in 2020. No score here in the second. And that one fouled off. That smash towards center. And Laureano is retired. And there's one away. Bo Naylor at the plate now. Bounced up the middle. Envivo tossed to second.
Well, he had the chance of turning two right there, but I don't think he got a good grip on the ball as he tried to transfer from glove to throwing hand. They say you can't assume a double play. I beg to differ at the big league level, but it's going to be ruled as a fielder's choice.
Will Brennan digs in for the Guardians. Outfield playing pretty shallow. He swings and misses at the first pitch. 0-1.
0-1.
And he deals. That misses the zone, and the count is 1-1.
1-1.
Just missed. The 2-1. That one fouled off. Fouls that off to the left, and we'll do it again. Two gone, but the go-ahead run is at first. Here at the top of the second. Hits and misses. It's a strikeout. Guardians lead one. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. Back here at Angel Stadium. Now it's Anthony Rendon. And the right-hander back to work. Rendon started after it, tried to hold up. Now a look to first, and he held up. Right-hander kicks, deals. Pitches in for a strike, and the count even 1-1. Our umpire for this one, Freddie Ferguson, a consistent umpire by all accounts.
Yeah, I think the book on him is that he's not necessarily by the book with his strike zone. But once you figure out where he's calling strikes, you can pretty much count on him to stay with that throughout the game.
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy that has a reputation for being Fergalicious.
Yes, and, you know, whatever. Fergalicious.
Can't connect on the curveball, struck him out.
Yeah, there's no doubt, Boog. Electric stuff from the jump. I mean, there's just no messing around right now. It's still very early, but we could see a pretty impressive outing here if the strikeouts keep coming in the way they are. One thing you have to be aware of, though, is a high strikeout rate might impact the pitch count as the innings roll on.
To the right side. Naylor steps on the bag. Already 2 out here in the home half of inning number 2. And here's the catcher, Logan O'Hoppe. First pitch, and he just misses.
Not giving him a pitch to hit there isn't a bad thing. He's dealing with a great first pitch hitter up there.
Breaking ball inside. 2-0. Now a screamer into the outfield. Strong makes the grab, and that's the inning. Angels held in check. We'll move to the third with no score. On to the third inning, and now the shortstop, Ryan Rocchio. A wind and the pitch. That's off the mark. Ball 1.
1 ball, no strike.
A swing and a miss, and that's strike 1.
1-1.
That's a strike.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Fouls it off, still 1-2. And a pitch. Struck him out looking.
Well, you could tell he wasn't expecting that ball to break back in on him. He may have been looking for something away, maybe something soft, but that slider on the inside corner absolutely froze him.
Miles Straw getting ready to hit. Top of the zone for a called strike.
0-1.
The pitch. Ground ball right side. And that one handled. Tosses to first. And that quickly 2 away. Steven Kwan digs in for the Guardians. He's 1 for 1, led off the game with a single. He's kind of an outlier, especially when guys are consciously sacrificing contact to deliver power. And that's in the dirt.
Yeah, his swing is so good. It's in the zone a long time. He gets the barrel to it a lot, and that produces more base hits.
That misses. And now 2-0. Singy, one of the things that's interesting is that guys really don't worry about swing and miss from an offensive standpoint anymore. So when you see somebody who contacts the ball like this, do you think of that as plus value?
Absolutely. If he's doing damage now, if he's rolling over and grounding out, then it's a different story. But yeah, if he can put the ball in the gaps or over the fence, 100%.
The throw to first, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. Guardians fail to score, and we're still knotted at 0. And welcome back to the ballpark. Now it's the rookie first baseman, Nolan Schanuel. Bieber back to work. Ball one there.
Yeah, and the domino effect of that is running up pitch counts on pitchers and then either getting them to a place of fatigue or getting into the bullpen perhaps before you get to those higher leverage arms at the back end.
Next offering is in for a strike. One of the things that Jim Leland used to say when I was broadcasting with the Marlins, the longer a plate appearance goes for a batter, the more likely it is that something good will happen for the hitter. The 1-2. Foul ball left side. He'll see another. The wind, the kick, and the 1-2. Fights it off. He'll see another. Foul ball still, a 1-2 count. Swung on, broken back, grounder to third. On the run, throw to first. One gone, bottom of the third inning. And now it's going to be Zach Neto. Fought off foul. One out, base is empty. Just missed. Righty delivers. That misses the zone, and it's 2-2. And 2 away now.
Boog, he was shopping at the buckle right there, the way that slider made him look. That was just nasty.
Back to the top of the lineup, Luis Rengifo, the next to hit for the Angels. 1 for 1. He led off the bottom of the first with a single. And that's in for a strike.
That's excellent location on the fastball right there early in this game. If he can do that all game, should be a good outing for him.
Next offering is in for a strike. Kicks and deals. That one's upstairs, ball 1. Now 1-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out. 3 up, 3 down, inning over. Angels go quietly there. Still no score. Back in Anaheim, leading off, Andres Jimenez. The wind to kick the pitch. Late on that fastball.
It's 0-1.
That's a little bit low. Lifted in the air down the left side, and that'll fall for a base hit. Takes the turn. He's digging for second. The throw in, but he's in there easily.
Just a bloop hit behind third right there, and that's a really tough play for a third baseman or shortstop to get to, and the same for the left fielder. So he just found a perfect place to drop that one in right there. Runner in scoring position now, and a good opportunity to push across the first run of the ball game.
Here's Jose Ramirez. And the first pitch misses for ball one.
Well, here's a good opportunity in this inning to get on the scoreboard after that leadoff hit, and hardly order coming up right behind them. This is where they need to get going.
Jimenez stands at second with no outs. Fouled off down the right side. The 1-1. Sliced hard but foul. Here's a 1-2. Goes the high heat past him. That's a strikeout.
Finished him off by blowing it by him up high, but they did a really nice job of setting that pitch up. The plan of attack early on was to keep everything down around the knees, so that was a good call to change his eye level and run it by him for the K.
Here's Josh Naylor. Runner breaks for third. Pitch in for a strike. And the throw to third.
Thought he might have a chance to swipe third successfully right there when he got a good jump from second. But it was such a great throw. Quick tag to cut him down.
Fourth inning underway. No score. Outside low at 1-1. Here's a tapper towards short. Slings it across. That's the third out. On to the bottom of the fourth now. Still with no score. Here's Trout. He's not going to get cheated up there.
No, he's not. He's looking to do damage with every swing he takes.
First pitch doesn't find the zone.
You know, these Angels, to put it bluntly, need to put together more competitive at-bats, and I don't think they've lived up to their own expectations at the plate. They've gone down on strikes at a high rate today, so it's probably time to simplify the approach and just find ways to put the ball in play.
Up and in, and it's 2-1. And another ball.
Here's an opportunity to do some damage and perhaps unlock this offense. 3-1 count. Be ready to turn on a fastball.
Three-2 now. Good job to fight that one off. And a swing and a miss. Down on strikes. Looks like he's picked up right where he left off.
Just absolutely rolling on the mound. He's looking very much on his game in the early parts of this one, Boog. Fully on the attack with these hitters.
That's 7 strikeouts already. So he's got a good pace going, no doubt. Brandon Drury, the next to hit for the Angels. That one finds the zone. It's 0-1. Base is empty, one away. We're here in the bottom of the fourth. The next offering misses. And the count 1-2.
Well, that's kind of what you expect in an 0-2 count. Excellent job of the hitter to have the plate discipline to lay off of that pitch.
Off the mark there. The count now 2-2. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. So a man aboard now with one away.
Just kept it simple. Played pepper with the middle of the infield and took it back where it came from, and there's just no one there to knock it down.
Runner on at first with one gone. Taylor Ward, the next to hit for the Angels. He's 0 for 1. And that one almost hit him. The 1-0. Runner on the go. To the right side. Nice stop. From his knees, the throw. It's there, and that's a great play.
Look at how he dives right there. He's able to pop up to both knees. Not enough time to get to his feet, but he threw a cannon across the diamond to get the runner.
Anthony Rendon making his way to the plate. That's down and in. Two outs. That's towards center. Straw has a beat on it. Makes the grab, and that'll end the inning. Angels leave one, and we are still scoreless. New inning getting started. Here's Ramon Laureano. Laureano goes 5 feet 11 inches, 29 years old, and he was born in the Dominican Republic. Swing, and that ball smashed on a line, and there's a hit. So a runner aboard to start the inning.
Didn't take long to get a result for that at bat. Showed a willingness to drive that pitch the opposite way. Didn't get jumpy, didn't try to pull the ball. He let it get deep, took the barrel right to it, and then extended through the swing for the line drive base hit.
Naylor in the box, lays off for ball 1. The 1-0. And that one fouled off. Up the middle. Oh, great stop. Throws from the ground. There's one to first, not in time. Great effort there.
Deceptive slider right there. Stayed in the tunnel a long time. Got that hitter out front, rolled over it, put it on the ground.
Will Brennan digs in for the Guardians. His first at bat was a strikeout. There goes the runner. And a foul ball. And a pitch. Foul ball there.
Now there's a pitch we haven't seen in a while. It's going to be tough on the hitters if he can mix that in whenever he wants.
Left-hand batter waits. Line drive, and it stays fair. Naylor rounds second on his way to third. Now he launches a throw over his head. Safe at the plate, and it's 1-0.
Well done. Drives in the run. That was a thing of beauty. He may have been a little behind the pitch, but by getting that barrel into the hitting zone early on in his swing, he was able to meet it and still shoot a line drive down the line and left.
One out, runner at second. Here's Brian Riccio, and Cleveland on top 1-0. Late swing fouled off. Brennan leads off second with one gone in the inning. The shortstop takes the ball.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Strike 2.
1 and 2 for count.
Cleveland up a run, looking for more. Got him swinging.
Typically that high fastball, if it's close to the top of the strike zone, a hitter, if he's prepared for it, can get to it. But that one just had that little jump at the end, which indicates there's a good spin rate on it, and it didn't decrease in velocity as that hitter's internal clock would expect it to, and that's why you see the swing and miss.
Miles Straw digs in for the Guardians. And there's a foul ball. Runner at second, 2 down. And we're at the top of the 5th. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2.
There's a certain point where you have to commit to what you think you see, and he guessed wrong right there. Nasty slider with just terrific bite at the end.
And now it's even up. Wouldn't chase that time. Stephen Kwan up next. Man at second. So now 2 on and 2 outs. So the Guardians lineup turns over. Stephen Kwan digs in for the Guardians. 1 for 2. Chris, baseball today, so many strikeouts, and they are available to pitchers. But this is a guy that puts the bat on the ball and is kind of different from the players that we see day in, day out. Finds his way through, base hit. Here comes the throw. Not in time. He's safe as a run scores on the play. So 2 outs with runners on the corners. Stepping up for the Guardians, Andres Jimenez. That clips the corner. Lefty out of the stretch, runners at first and third. And that one fouled off. Here comes a pitch. Swing and a ball hit out towards left center field. Moniak makes a nice grab at a full sprint. But 2 runs for him and they jump ahead. Home half of the 5th coming up. It's the Guardians 2 and the Angels nothing. And we're back. John Shelby with my buddy Chris Singleton. It's set to get us started. Bottom 5. Mickey Moniak. The right-hander back to work. And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter.
Well, after scoring runs, this is where you're looking for that shutdown inning. Get that hot team back in there to swing the bats.
Hard hit left side. Fires over to first. And that's the first out in the bottom of the 5th. And next for the Angels, Logan O'Hoppe. 0 for 1 so far.
The offense needs to start showing some fight against this starter. He's doing his thing out there. They're going to have to push back at some point and make him work a little bit harder.
There's the strike.
Well, the offense has gotten going, and a pitcher wants to go out there, have a real quick inning, get those guys back into the dugout so those bats can stay hot.
Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did.
0 and 2.
Foul ball. It stays 0-2. The Guardians leading by 2. Last half of inning number 5. Got him swinging for the strikeout. Couldn't hit the fastball at the knees. So digging in, Nolan Shotwell grounded out his first time. Outside. 1-0. And another ball. And the righty deals. And it's fouled away. And now 2-2.
Looking sharp, just a strike away from 5 shutout innings.
That one almost got him. Kicks and fires. Got him looking. That's a strikeout. Angels go down 1-2-3. They're still down. It's 2-0. Top 6. And now it's switch hitting third baseman Jose Ramirez. The pitch. And that one clips the corner.
You know, these Guardians, simply put, are producing a lot of quality swings. They've hit 7 line drives already, and even though some of them have been for outs, there's nothing wrong with delivering consistent, hard contact. That's almost always going to lead to positive results.
Rendon throw to first, and Ramirez is set down. And up next for Cleveland, Josh Naylor. Out towards left center. Moniak in position. He's there. He's got it. 2 down. Two outs. Base is empty. So in now for Cleveland, Ramon Laureano. That clips the zone. That's strike 1. And that's downstairs and outside.
1-1.
That one drifts inside. Fastball for a strike. That's foul off to the right side. Keeps the AB going. On the ground to third. And it gets by him. And that extends the inning.
Just one of those seeing eye base hits through the infield. He just kind of rolled over on it a little bit, but sometimes those can find a hole and get you a knock.
Here's the catcher to hit, Bo Naylor. Snap throw to first. Laureano back in on a dive. And that one fouled off. In the air, out towards left center. Moniak tracks it down for the out. So one hit is all they get. 9-1-2 scheduled to hit in the home half of the sixth. It's the Guardians 2 and the Angels nothing. Back here at Angel Stadium, bottom of the inning, and the batter will be the shortstop, Zach Neto. Bieber back to work. And a foul ball. And a pitch. Fouled off. He was late. The wind of the pitch. And that's outside. And it's 1-2. And that one missing low.
Great job of laying off those pitches down in the zone to even the count off at 2-2. Such a better feeling for the hitter.
Righty to the plate. Still 2-2 after the foul ball. That one the other way. Puts it away for the out.
It's never fun going back to the dugout after hitting a line drive that finds a glove, but you will get some high fives. You know, when you make great contact, you feel like you've done everything right. But in this game of baseball, not everything is in your control.
Envivo up to the plate for the third time as he looks at one down low. Fouled off to the right. And another ball.
Well, he's so great about hitting the ball the other way. He gets those arms extended. So right there, just trying to straighten him up a little bit so he doesn't have as much outside plate coverage.
Jimenez has this one sized up, and it's caught for the out.
That's a really nice play, ranging back into the outfield for that catch. We all know those can be a little tricky, especially if the wind's swirling around out there.
Here's Mike Trout, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. That one catches the zone. Strike one.
It really looks like these hitters have been in between with their timing today. Good fastball, excellent slider, but they've not been able to.
Lays out, but he can't squeeze it. And he beats it. That's a hit. Great try there. Man at first, and now the DH, Brandon Drury. Swing and a miss. Slider right there.
He's pitching well, but not throwing a ton of first pitch strikes. Usually doesn't work out for success, but you can never predict baseball.
At the belt and fires. That one ripped but foul. With the tying run at the plate here in the bottom of the sixth. Outside low. Now 1-2. The pitch. Hit in the air, left field. Quan settles underneath it. He's got it, and that'll end the inning. Angels strand one. They trail things here 2-0. Welcome back. We're in the seventh. We have a new pitcher on the mound, Matt Moore. Will Brennan digs in for the Guardians. The pitch. And a good eye there. And here it comes. Swing and a miss as he was out front.
1-2.
Just misses the mark outside the zone. Here's a 2-2. And there's a ball.
Recognize that changeup right out of the hand. Just spit on it.
Swing and a ball popped up. Neto moving under it. And there's one down. Ryan Rocchio digs in for the Guardians. The switch hitter batting right. And first offering is fouled off. One down, base is empty. The shortstop takes the ball. Meanwhile, activity in the bullpen. Luis Garcia, the right-handed sinker baller. He looks to be readying himself. Simber warming up as well. And a pitch.
No, that missed.
On the ground. And that chance handled. Not in time. He legs it out. Man at first with one gone. Here's the center fielder, Miles Straw. Fought off foul. Rocchio stands at first with one out. That one finds the zone. That's strike two.
Good approach right there. You want to get something just a little higher that you can elevate. Stay out on that double play.
Moore checks over to first, and he's back.
This guy's seen 2 changeups in a row. Could be a little vulnerable for a fastball right here.
And he deals.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
In the dirt, but kept close. Runner holds. Count goes to 1-2. Kicks and deals. In the air to left center. Trout in and to his right. Squeezes it. And there are 2 outs. Here's the left fielder, Stephen Kwan. There's a strike. That catches the top part of the zone, and it's 0-2.
And a bat like this is almost over as it begins. In this situation, you have no idea what the next pitch is going to be. You just got to hope that you can make contact.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Pulled the string on the changeup. One left for the Guardians, but they hold the 2-0 lead. And welcome back to the ballpark. Bottom of the 7th. So now the Angel cleanup hitter, Taylor Ward.
Well, these fans definitely want to get involved in the game. All it's going to take is to get the leadoff man or even a base runner on.
As he turns on the rubber, and with that good live arm delivers. Swing and a ball popped up. And a quick out, number 1.
That was a good pitch to hit right down the heart of the plate. Had pretty good timing on it. Just got underneath it a little bit and popped it up.
Here's Anthony Rendon up to the plate.
Notice how they're swinging too early or too late. That's a timing problem. They need to guess right on a few of those pitches, and I mean make an educated guess.
Up the middle. In plenty of time to first, and a couple of quick outs. Now the left fielder, Mickey Moniak.
This pitcher's done a good job of disrupting the hitter's timing with the mix of pitches and changing speeds. You want to keep that front foot inconsistent for the batter. Their swings are hesitant, and that's exactly what you want on the mound.
Double-barreled action in the bullpen. Emmanuel Clase, the closer of this staff, is getting loose to finish this one off. Henches, the power lefty, up as well. Line to left. Kwan brings it in for the third out, and the Angels are gone in order, and they're down 2-0. Welcome back, and a new arm on the mound to start the eighth. Adam Simber. So digging in, Andres Jimenez. 1 for 3. And a pitch. Fastball for a strike. Simber, 33 years old. He joined the team as a free agent. Right-hander kicks, deals. Swing and a foul straight back. Left-hand hitter waits.
Ball. 1-2.
That one outside. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Leadoff man is out here in the eighth.
Stood absolutely no chance on that slider right there, and I don't mean to laugh, but that's a tough one. I mean, pretty much a perfect strikeout pitch. I mean, it looks like a fastball middle in, kind of has cutter action, and it just bunches you up to whereas you can't get your hands through and the barrel to it, and not much you can do unless you recognize the spin early and you spin on it.
Ramirez tries to check his swing. Now a look to third. No swing. Eric Summerskill with the call. High fly ball out to center field. Trout grabs it on the run. And next will be the cleanup hitter, Josh Naylor. First pitch misses. Movement in the bullpen. Luis Garcia, the veteran right-hander, appears to be loosening up. 2 down, nobody on, and we're at the top of the eighth. Wouldn't chase that time. Two down, nobody on. Swings and misses. And that is strike 2.
This guy's got such a good sinker. As a hitter, you've got to look up in the zone. If you look down, you're going to be chasing stuff in the dirt.
Ground ball up the middle. Over to first. And that is the inning. The Guardians go down in order as they're unable to add to their 2-0 lead. And we're back. And the batter now, Logan O'Hoppe.
Well, just about to hit that century mark. 100 pitches for this game.
Bieber back to work. Right through there for a strike. And it's a 1-1.
1-1.
And that one hammered. That's going back. Back some more. And that one is gone. That should put a jolt into this home crowd. And they've got their first run. It's 2-1.
With a low 90s fastball, you have to live on the edges and hit your spots. If you don't, you'll get hit hard. Really good swing there. Patient, waited for it. It was like BP all over again.
Here comes the skipper, and we're going to see a pitching change in this spot. That's it for Shane Bieber. Really solid performance out of him as he leaves with a slim lead. We'll take a break. New arm when we get back. Here's a new pitcher from the pen, Scott Barlow.
Well, the best relievers love the opportunity to come in and protect a tight lead late in the ball game. Some of them are just wired different, so we'll see what he's got here.
And next for L.A., Nolan Schanuel. And fouled off. Looking to get the tying run on base. And it's even up. That one is absolutely belted. That's back there. That one is gone. And they tie it up. It's 2-2. Listen to these fans.
This place is absolutely buzzing right now. You can feel the energy all the way up here in our broadcast booth. Back-to-back homers, always a special feeling at the ballpark, especially if it's your team that does it and those guys get to slap hands at home plate. This is the kind of thing that can really fire up a ball club.
So in now for the Angels, Zach Neto. Misses off the plate. And that is ball one. Nobody on, nobody out. Here the bottom half of the 8th inning. And that one fouled off. 1-1 now. Little chopper rolls foul. He fouls it off. We'll do it again. Here's a 1-2. And another ball. And the right-hander deals. Spoils that one, and it remains 2-2. Good battle here. About to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Got him! And that's the first out. Nice recovery after giving up the homer.
Bogey just ran out of patience there. He took a couple of pitches to even that count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes, but that time chased outside the zone.
Back to the top of the Angels lineup. Luis Rengifo gets a chance to hit here. And that one just misses. A ball and no strikes.
1-0.
The pitch. And there's a strike.
Well, he just threw that fastball by him, elevated, and if you're not looking up in that location, very difficult to catch up to, especially with that velocity.
Line drive, base hit. So the go-ahead run is on base with a knock.
Always feels amazing getting a job done when the team needs you to come through. It's just bigger than your own individual stats. Just a really nice approach to shoot that line drive to the opposite field. There's a lot of hard work and discipline that goes into getting a result like that at the plate. Doesn't come naturally for most hitters.
Now Trout gets a chance to hit. This guy with light tower power. Now this is a rocket to left. He's got it.
Man, he smoked that fastball. He's all over it. It's just frustrating when you can't get it to fall. Maybe next time up he'll find a hole.
So now here's the DH, Brandon Drury.
If you're a base runner, you got to stay dialed in here. Look for anything in the dirt. Try your best to get in the scoring position.
And the first pitch misses for ball one.
You can expect this hitter to be looking for something on a tee. He can get up in the air and untie this ball game.
Two outs. Hit weakly on the ground. Ramirez. They take the force out. That's out number 3. But 2 round trippers in this inning. The long ball was working. 2-2 game. Back in Anaheim, and now the right fielder, Ramon Laureano. Here comes the pitch. Just missed.
That's outside. Ball.
That's to third. Zips it to first. Now one gone in the 9th. Bo Naylor digs in for the Guardians. And he takes a strike.
0-1.
All tied up here at the top of the 9th. That's down and in. A slider missed.
Definitely a swing and miss slider down and in. He finished that really well. Just couldn't get him to offer at it.
One down, base is empty. Fires across the diamond, and that quickly 2 away.
Well, there's a lot riding on that at bat right there. A nice job of the pitcher to bear down, make the pitch, get the ground ball. Excellent piece of work.
Next for the Guardians is the designated hitter, Will Brennan. First offering, and it just misses. Popped in the air, left field. Drops into the glove. And that is that. Nothing doing for the offense that time. On to the bottom of inning number 9. 4, 5, 6 coming up. We are tied 2-2. Back here at Angel Stadium, all set for the bottom of the 9th. Now it's the right fielder, Taylor Ward. And a pitch. And that skips in the dirt. Movement in the pen for the Guardians. Nick Sandlin, the young right-hander, up and throwing. Clase also throwing. And the 1-0. Just missed.
And you get to this part of the order. Yeah, there's some pop there, but more likely there's some base hits. So very important to be patient. Let the pitcher walk you, if he will.
Right-handed reliever. Swinging a foul over the screen and back out of play. 2-2. And he chases that one. And one out now.
You know, Boog, you often think of sliders more for that horizontal movement, but most of the good ones have both vertical depth and that horizontal movement, and that's what we saw right there. Good drop on the break and got him to swing over the top.
And next for the Angels, Anthony Rendon. Hey, there's a breaking ball that drops in there.
No ball. 1 strike.
Base is empty, 1 away. We're in the last half of the 9th inning. This one chopped up the middle. And that one handled. Tosses to first. And that quickly 2 away.
That play won't be trending on social media later on, but it's still important to execute it to perfection. This game is a lot harder than it looks, partner.
Here's the left fielder, Mickey Moniak. The other way, and base hit. And now the winning run is on base.
Well, clearly he was ready to hit right there. Nice job of driving that pitch the other way on a line. You know, hitters, they take so many reps in the cages working on going to the opposite field, and it doesn't always translate into the game, but right there it did, and he did it perfectly. And now a chance to maybe get creative on offense with good speed on first.
Here's the Angels catcher, Logan O'Hoppe. He's coming off a big swing of the bat in the 8th inning, Chris.
Yeah, he may still be riding a little high, and for him, hopefully the confidence is still there. It was a solo shot and a very important run in this game.
And the slider just misses.
The only adjustment he needs to make is his target. If you aim at the outside corner, that slider's going to end up way off the plate. Perhaps look a little more down the middle, and you get it right where you want it.
Next pitch in for a strike, and it's 1-1. A little out front there as he swings through it.
Well, that's that slurve right there. He threw it extremely well. And talk about just a ton of breaks. So tough to get that barrel to.
And another ball.
2-2.
Trying to send this to extra innings. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. The pitch. Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming. 2 outs, but the winning run is at first. Swing and a high fly ball, deep left field. That one carrying. Pulls it in on the warning track. So they can't come up with the winning run, and that means we'll have to go a little longer here tonight to find a winner. We are tied 2-2. Back now, we're in extras, and there's a new arm on the mound, Luis Garcia. He has a great slider with tons of movement. Now it's the shortstop, Ryan Rocchio. Man at second, nobody out. Chris, certainly one of the things in his head is trying to get the runner over.
Yeah, the way that we see the game played today, though, guys are not sacrificing as much just to get that runner across. They're really looking at doing damage. Slugging is the name of the game.
Next offering in there for a strike. And the count 1-1. Man at second. And a count 1-2. Yeah, I think part of that goes into it's just so hard to come up with hits. In today's game, starters don't go deep, and so hitters are seeing multiple pitchers every night, and that makes it more challenging just to come up with a single. Righty delivers, and that one hit 97 on the gun. Miles Straw waiting for a turn at the plate. The pitch. Ball 4, he walked in, and that'll keep the line moving.
Oh, a great back and forth, and that at bat. He had to lay off some really close pitches, and somehow Boogie found a way to keep the bat on his shoulder right there. I'll tell you right now, I couldn't have done it.
So a change being made at first base. Coming in as a pinch runner, Estevan Florial. First and second, no outs. And now the center fielder, Miles Straw. And he lays one down the left side. Rendon throw to first. And that's an out on the sacrifice.
Not a bad outcome in that spot. The runner moves up to third, and now they have a chance to drive in the go-ahead run. It's not a hit, but at the end of the day, it's a good at bat, especially when you're playing extra innings.
Now the left fielder, Stephen Kwan. Golden opportunity right here. Here's the pitch. It's a double steal. It's a squeeze. Got him on the off-balance throw. They get the out, but the go-ahead run scores on the play.
Suicide squeeze can be one of the most exciting plays in all of baseball because it's such a layered play, and everything comes together so quickly. Right there, it all came together perfectly at a huge time as they take the lead.
And now, Andres Jimenez.
Ball outside.
And that's outside. Two outs. Tapped up the first base side. That ends the inning and stops things from getting out of hand. So they scratch across a run here on no hits, no errors, and a man left. Last chance to even things up. We head to the bottom of inning number 10. Guardians 3 and the Angels 2. Welcome back, and here comes the closer, Emmanuel Clase.
And I can't imagine any save is an easy one. You're holding a small lead on the scoreboard, and you know those hitters are going to give you the best at bats they can. So it's always high stress. Let's see what he's got here to try and close it out.
So coming into the game now on defense, Gabriel Arias. He's in. Well, one-run game. And now here is Nolan Shanuel. He's already homered here in this one. The pitch. That one finds the zone. 0-1.
Well, comfortable or not, these are the situations closers they seem to live for. I mean, you get into some hot water, a jam, tough spot, whatever you want to call it, but this is where they earn their keep.
That misses, and that's ball 1.
1-1.
And strike 2.
Bringing the cheese on that one.
1-2, the count.
So the tying run at second. Right through there. Got him. And here in the 10th, the leadoff man is out.
Well, the first batter, it's always a big one for the closer. I mean, you get that punch out, you get settled in, you feel like you're in command out there on the mound from the jump, and kind of prevents any doubt from creeping into your mind or the fielders that are playing behind you that, you know, you're going to wrap this thing up.
Neto at the plate now. That's ball 1.
If you're the pitcher, you've got to go right at this guy. It's the number 9 hitter in the lineup. You can't be afraid of contact in this situation.
On a strike. The pitch. And that one fouled off. Trying to close out a 1-run lead here in extra innings. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Blew the express right by his bat for strike 3.
Came inside with that two-strike fastball nicely and just bunched him up on the inside part of the plate. Couldn't get around on it and catch it out front. Many times if you do, it's a foul ball. And you know, a lot of pitchers, they really don't like working inside with 2 strikes because they do not want to hit that batter. And when they've got him up against the ropes, got to figure out a way to put him away. Did a nice job right there.
Envivo up to bat next. Lays off for a ball. Right through there for a strike. On the ground, Jimenez. Throw to first, ball game. And the Guardians hold on to win a tight one as this one ends as a 1-run ball game.
Well, this is a big win on the road and going extras into 10. So hard to pull those out, but I think this team did a great job of keeping the crowd out of the ball game late. When you can do that, it kind of calms everything down, keeps the adrenaline of the opposing team down a bit, and you can steal a win and get out of here happy.